Well, our department is the HR Studies department, and we focus primarily on human resource strategies, human resource policies, human resource programs, and particularly the effects of those on organizational outcomes, financial outcomes, productivity, quality, innovation, and so forth, and individual outcomes, employee attitudes and behaviors. We fit in most closely with the OB department, and there are definitely synergies in the sense that we use many of the same theories that they use, many of the same research methods that they use, and publish in many of the same journals that they do. But the differentiator, I think, is that OB has a discipline orientation, so they're mostly psychologists or sociologists, whereas our focus is more on the practical side of things. So there's a great deal of concern in our department about how things work and how well things work. And I'd say the other differentiator is that we have people who are interested in psychology and sociology. We also have people with economics backgrounds and human resource, business strategy backgrounds. There are a dozen faculty members and almost as many PhD students, so you might imagine there's a lot of different stuff going on. But you can kind of put it into three buckets. One is we have research in what's sometimes called the macro side of the field or the strategic side of the field, and that's mostly looking at the impact of HR strategies on organizational outcomes of various types I mentioned before. So that's one bucket. The other bucket, a second bucket, is in the micro or more operational side, and this is with people looking at the specifics of HR policies or programs in areas like staffing or training or compensation or work-family integration or health and safety, those kinds of issues. And then the third bucket is people who focus on the HR function per se. For example, there's a big study going on now about how the role of the Chief Human Resource Officer is changing as we move further and further toward the information-based economy. It's what I would call a very close, collegial, interactive relationship. So faculty engage in joint research projects with PhD students all the time, publish jointly with the PhD students. Each PhD student is expected to complete a publishable manuscript somewhere in their second to third year in the program, and that's almost always in conjunction with a faculty member. And in addition to that, we run a PhD workshop every semester where faculty and PhD students present their research and either stuff that they're proposing to do or things that they're actually working on. We critique each other's work in a non-threatening kind of way and in general just try to improve each other's work in that way. And I'd say it works because we've had very good luck with the placements of our PhD students, so I think because they're very well trained. Once they finish, they've had very good luck on the job market. Many of them go to industrial labor relations programs in the U.S., Rutgers, Ohio State, Michigan State, and so forth. Some of them go to business schools, Vanderbilt, Purdue, and other places. And we have a small number who take positions outside the U.S., University of British Columbia, Peking University, National University of Korea, University of London, and so forth. In the statement, we look primarily for people who have a real abiding interest in the field. They've done research, they know what the field is about, and they know what we're about. We expect them to show in that statement that they've given some serious thought to the field, to the place, and have decided that we're the right fit for them. And We have, I believe, the largest collection of scholars focused on the HR field anywhere in the world, so it's a logical place for them to think about. We have a large faculty, a dozen faculty. We cover all aspects of the HR field. We have a great reputation for the way we work with PhD students and great luck in placing the PhD students. So you add all that together, I think it's a pretty good bet for anybody who's really interested in the field.